I'm Justin Michaels. Let's get a first check of that forecast, though. We'll get to the news in just a moment. Meteorologist Michael Page is standing by, and I'll tell you what, Michael, you see your breath this morning. It's chilly outside. Summer's over. All right, Michael Page, thanks so much. Pope Francis is wrapping up his U.S. visit today with a final day in Philadelphia. Just a few more hours for the Pope. He'll begin by speaking to bishops from around the world. Then he'll visit inmates at Philadelphia's largest jail. But the highlight today will likely be an outdoor mass on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. Jeff Saperstone has been live in Philadelphia for us for the last few days, and he joins us right now with a preview. Jeff.
And Justin, good morning.
And the Catholic bishop from Vermont accompanied Pope Francis to Philadelphia. Bishop Christopher Coyne has joined the pontiff on all three stops in Washington, New York, and Philly. Coyne chairs a communications committee for the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. He organizes media access whenever the Pope travels. He explains why he thinks there is so much excitement about this pontiff's trip to the U.S. Get this, Coyne tells us there have been more than 8,000 requests for media credentials during the Pope's visit in the United States. Several New Englanders will be joining fellow Catholics in Philadelphia today. Some parishioners left from Attleboro, Massachusetts last night. Our Monica Medea has the details on their pilgrimage to see the Pope. New this morning, one person is dead and another is in critical condition after being hit by a car in Worcester, Massachusetts. Police say this happened just before 7 o'clock last night on Lincoln Street there in Worcester. Witnesses say both victims were hit by a dark-colored vehicle. The two were taken to a nearby hospital. The 48-year-old woman was pronounced dead shortly after arrival at that hospital. The 46-year-old man, he right now is in critical condition. Anyone with information about this accident needs to contact Worcester, Massachusetts police. New Hampshire police have arrested a woman in connection with the murder of a baby. 22-year-old Caitlin Paquette was arrested and charged with the murder of her 21-month-old daughter, Cadence Willett. Police responded to a call in Manchester on September 5th, where they found that baby unresponsive. Officials say Paquette allegedly killed that child through physical force to her head. Paquette will be arraigned tomorrow morning. In West Hartford, Connecticut now, police say a mentally ill woman stabbed a victim multiple times in what appeared to be a random attack outside a Connecticut drugstore. Authorities say a 27-year-old woman left a CVS around 1 Friday morning when 58-year-old Gloria Drummer stabbed her in the head several times. The victim was treated at a hospital. They were discharged. Drummer has been charged with first-degree assault and breach of peace. She is currently being held on $100,000 bail. Back to Massachusetts now. The governor, Charlie Baker, says he will not support a proposal that calls for screening students for potential drug abuse unless it was made optional with the state funding. He says that part of the legislation could help communities develop strategies to curtail addiction. But he said he would not accept making it mandatory. The bill would require 7th and 8th graders to be questioned by screeners to determine if they are in fact at risk for dangerous behavior. To Decision 2016 coverage now. Republican presidential candidate Ted Cruz has won the Values Voter Summit straw poll for the 3rd year in a row. The Texas conservative won 35% of the votes cast. Dr. Ben Carson was the runner-up. He had 18%. And former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee placed 3rd there in that poll. 14% is what he had. GOP frontrunner Donald Trump finished a distant 5th with 5%. The poll confirms that Cruz is a favorite among religious conservatives. Former President Bill Clinton is blaming Republicans right now and the media for the controversy surrounding his wife's use of a private email server as Secretary of State. The former president urges that GOP rivals want to focus on political hype to undercut Hillary's presidential campaign. And Hillary Clinton will be among the presidential candidates planning a visit to Massachusetts this week. Coming up Thursday, Clinton is expected to discuss substance abuse issues with Attorney General Maura Healey and Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. The stop is also expected to include a fundraising event. Then Saturday, Senator Bernie Sanders will hold rallies in Springfield and Boston. Sanders is expected to discuss a wide range of issues, including income, also wealth inequality, campaign finance changes, and also high prescription drug costs, criminal justice reform, and even college affordability. Fall is finally here, and New Hampshire has a way to keep track of all the great things to do this season in that state. The Granite State has unveiled something pretty cool online. It's an interactive foliage tracker. The tracker offers reports on the state's scenery, places to eat, and also points of interest you might want to see. Now, fall is, interestingly enough, the second busiest time of the year in New Hampshire. Travel officials say 8.5 million people are expected to visit that state this season alone. How do you like that, Michael
And
Page?
for good reason.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Does not disappoint.
No, it does not disappoint. You know what? New England in the fall does not disappoint.
It's true. And
it's
tonight,
perfect.
Everyone will be looking a little beyond the trees, I think, for the eclipse. A lot of talk about this eclipse.
Well, gardeners in Utah have taken up pumpkin growing, and they are really taking it to a whole new level. Each year, the spirit of competition drives them to try to outdo one another on the scales, with pumpkins weighing in at more than 1,000 pounds. Here's more now from Utah. Back home here to New England, a new statue has been unveiled at Bridgewater State University. It's honoring the youngest victim of the Boston Marathon bombings. Our Glenn Marshall was there as it was unveiled and has details. Volkswagen has announced Porsche boss Mathis Mueller as its new CEO. Mueller's appointment as chief executive followed the departure of Martin Winterkorn in an emissions cheating scandal. The appointment was announced at a news conference at company headquarters in Germany. Mueller said his first priority would be to win back the trust of customers, investors, and the public at large. Well, there's a lot of anger right now over Boston Mayor Marty Walsh's new plan to jack up the price of metered parking in prime spots around Boston. Our business editor Peter Howe explains. In other news here this morning, Massport is accusing the car-sharing service Uber of lying to its customers about the Logan Airport fee. According to the Boston Herald, Uber is charging customers who are going to Logan an extra $8.75 and then blaming the fee on Massport. Massport says they don't charge Uber customers a fee and sent a letter to the company asking for an immediate explanation. In its response to Massport, Uber said the name of the fee has been changed to airport surcharge. All right, attention all you crafty people out there. Do you love to engrave things? Do you find yourself doing that on a daily basis? Maybe you want to put something down on a piece of wood or metal. Well, we have a product for you, maybe a solution. It's called Engrave It Pro. But the big question here, does it work? Our Leslie Gatus finds out. Now take a look at this adorable video. See that little dog right there? It's a situation any dog owner probably understands. That moment when our beloved four-legged friend just doesn't want us to leave the house. All right, so the guy here, that's Chad Pack of Waco, Texas. His one-year poodle mix, dog's name is Cinnamon. They affectionately call their little baby there Baby. Takes it to a whole new level. That dog is not letting this guy get out of that house. You can see he's making it very hard for Chad to leave, and I'm sure that's all by design. Cinnamon has no interest in anybody leaving. You gotta love dogs. All right, that's all our time for this hour. I'm Justin Michaels.
And I'm meteorologist Michael Page. You're watching NECN, New England's news station.